Oh, there it is.
I'm putting my phone on vibrate. Put my phone on vibrate.
I love.
Heard myself.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Heard myself.
It's just looping.
Nice.
So do we have much to talk about tonight, really? I've glanced at the
I
notes for
mean,
just a second, but
it's literally all just news stuff. I didn't do anything for. I mean, I copied and pasted the lore we didn't do last week, but the news is like Crown Store, the High Isle soundtrack release is very fast. The strategy guide is like an interview, so I wasn't going to go through that. I was just going to reference it for anybody that wanted it. Um, and um, then QuakeCon. That is something I wanted to talk about because it's got the drops and stuff
right.
that are coming that you can get during that. Other than that, no, not really. Um,
So there's a strategy
hold on.
guide for what? The game?
Tales of Tribute.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's J. Hart Ellis and Pink Apple. J. Hart's really awesome streamer. He actually has sent me, like, he did a thing once that was like, come into my channel and the first X amount of people that say this word, I'm sending a bunch of furniture. Or like, he sent me a whole bunch of trees, like, once, because I tweeted, there's something like, he's like, the first 20 people to retweet this will get, you know, like 10 of the trees from the luxury vendor or whatever this weekend. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just do it and see what happens. And like I logged on to PCNA and sure enough, there was all this trees and stuff in my in my mailbox. I was like, that's awesome. It was a really cool dude.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So no, I don't really have a whole lot. I mean, I put your extra life push one more time at the bottom of the guild announcements because it's technically next week. I mean, we'll have one more show hopefully before then, but still. Um, yeah, I mean, we can do whatever. If it doesn't matter to me.
did you see my what I was suggesting as my incentives?
No.
All right. I'm gonna mute this and I'm gonna go back and listen to what we sound like so far, just to
Okay.
see if it sounds okay.
Okay.
And then, if you want to hunt, I think you can probably find those.
Okay. I am also going to go live on here. You're currently in a party. Do you want to include its audio in your broadcast? Yes. Yes, I do. Now broadcasting. Okay. Let me go on here. I'm gonna mute this too and see what's happening. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing.
Okay, it sounded okay. You still there? Okay, it sounded okay. Nope. No.
Yep, I'm here. I'm checking the Twitch volume too.
Okay. I adjusted my mic up just a little bit. I sit back away from the mic a little, so sometimes I feel like it gets a little soft. I don't want to be up here on it like this. I don't want the mic in my mouth.
You don't want to eat your mic the whole show?
No, although I did hear that that could be a fun
Oh.
incentive, some ASMR stuff.
No! Ew!
For $50, I'll lick the microphone.
Ew!
For $75, I'll sound like I like it.
For $85, I'll let my cat barf on the floor into the mic. Oh,
Okay.
no, no, no.
I'm going to mute one more time and then go back and listen to this.
Okay. Dang nabbit, I'm getting some cutting in and out again. I hope it doesn't cut my mic audio, but we'll see.
I think it sounds okay. I could maybe. It's hard to say. Like, I feel like I could come up just a little bit, but I'm afraid if I do, I'll overpower.
Yeah, on mine you sounded nice and loud, but
Well, I'm just comparing. Like, it feels like mine might be just a little lower than you. Um, but that might just be because of the sound of my own voice. It's like, ugh. I tend to talk kind of quiet because, uh, people are sleeping and whatnot.
right. Same problem that I have.
But no, I mean, it sounded pretty close. Did it sound like I needed to come down on yours? That might be an issue, or you could just turn me down on your end.
You and I sound pretty even on the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Like on my end, it sounds even. So I won't mess with it. That way we've got different, hopefully we've got a little bit different things if we need them.
Okay.
Give me 1 second because I'm going to run the tweet that we're live.
I haven't looked at this.
It's okay.
Yet.
You have a moment. You have time. Because I always run a pre-show tweet anyway. Oh, did I mute this again? Yeah, I did. Okay. Whew. Just making sure. I was like, hopefully I muted it.
I love how the NPCs just pull a bowl of soup out of thin air, start stirring it. La da da, standing in the middle of the room, time to stir some soup.
Yeah. Isn't that what you do normally?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, you know where I work. I'll just be like, oh, you want some more pizza? I'll just pull that out and throw it up here real quick.
Yeah. Of course, we do all of this, and I have no crackling, no cutting at all in and out. And then all of a sudden now that we are sitting here chatting, I love this dude sweeping. He is so loud in my ears.
Well, turn him down.
No, it's okay. I kind of think it's funny. He came over and swept my feet and then left.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're already sweeping, or already You were already sitting. He would have tried to. He was trying to sweep you off your feet.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh, gotta get off Twitch on my phone before it
That's what I
continues
heard.
to
I was
make noise.
like, hope you weren't feeding back from my headphones into my mic.
No, 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 no. That was all, I had to go to I went to Twitch on my phone so that I could get the, direct link for everything, so that I could tweet it. Oh, shoot, I didn't hashtag anything. Ah, that's alright.
I mean, I was just gonna say, if it's feeding back from my headset into my phone just a little bit, it will be what I just sent you. It'll be fine.
Fine. Fine.
Oh, speaking of that, and not speaking of that at all, did you find what I was talking about my ideas for
Uh,
incentives?
I haven't. I'm about to do it right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea, but I did think it was it was humorous to me.
Humorous. Hold on one moment. I am putting this into the... Where does it go? I'm in Lore Seekers. I'm trying to do the... there it is, member content. That's what I was looking for. And then also in Elder Heroes. And that's probably it for now. Am I hearing that still on my... Hold on 1 second. Golly, that is the strangest thing. The way that my audio is set, and with this new headset, it's so funny because I'm sitting here listening and I could swear that the tavern music was coming from my laptop, but it's not. It's just that
Got that surround sound going on.
surround. Yeah, it's the surround audio.
Does that headset do 3D audio?
No. So they actually tell you to turn it off when you're utilizing it with the PlayStation. And with well, actually when I logged into the PS5 and well, yeah, it's automatically off. I guess you could turn it on, but it said for the optimization of the mic and stuff, you should turn it off with this particular headset.
I didn't know if other headsets supported it because it's Sony's like the Tempest 3D audio stuff. It's like Sony's. There's other 3D audio out there, but that's Sony's variant of it.
Yeah.
And the headset I use is there, so it's designed to work with that. But I wasn't sure if other ones did or not.
Yeah, I when I looked at everything, it said to turn it off, so I do.
The 3D audio stuff with oh gosh, the Astrobot game that's pre-installed.
Oh yeah.
That's got some like the effects on that are pretty cool. But so I don't think
Cool.
it's in. I don't think it gets used in this game anyway. I don't think it's just your typical. It'll do surround stuff, but I don't think it does 3D.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Give me 1 second here to take a drink of water, and then I'm ready whenever you are for whatever we're doing.
Yeah, we'll wing it. We'll see what happens. It's fine.
I kind of liked it last week when Sasquatch did the episode number and the um like the name. I thought that was fun. But I don't know if that's something we want to keep moving forward or not.
How do you mean keep it? What do you mean?
Like do it every time we do an episode.
Oh, say what episode number it is?
And like whatever, if we've already named it.
Half the time I don't put a name on it until afterwards, trying to like think back to stuff from the show. What he said that time was, I was like, yeah, gonna
It was
use that.
really funny.
Because I think I had something in there about White Snake's return or something.
Yes, you did.
So, but that's just me throwing titles and stuff before we start. Just,
Right.
For
Well,
fun, because I'm going to change it anyway.
right. Well, right now on Twitch, it literally says a Khajiit and a Bosmer walk into a tavern. That's what it is. Okay.
We are ready to go then?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really for me to add in the notes. It's all there, so I
All
was waiting to see if the other two answered back, but we haven't heard, so I guess it's just you and me.
All right. I'm going to give a little bit of a longer pause because for whatever reason, sometimes when I go back to try to edit this out, even though it looks like I'm starting my edit prior to that, the app that I'm using to edit stuff it's not as precise as it should be, so it like actually cuts off more than I told it to.
All
So
good.
just to make sure, I'm going to give it a little longer pause.
Okay, okay.
Hey there, welcome to A Snugpod Cast. If you're joining us live, then you may notice we're in a slightly different location. Our two other hosts, Gwen and Sasquatch, are unavailable to us tonight, so we didn't have a key to get in to our Snugpod, and we didn't have Sasquatch's bear to protect us from all the scamps, so we decided we would just move across the way and come hang out at the Outside Inn, also cleverly named. And the host here will tell you. So I'm never separate, and I'm joined with Gone Crazy Back Soon. How are you, my friend?
Doing well. Just enjoying the change of scenery here.
Yeah.
Nice little ambience we got going on.
Yeah. Occasionally you got the innkeeper coming around trying to sweep us off our feet. He's very friendly. Yeah. And you've got a magic soup stirrer over here. I thought she was pulling that bowl out of nowhere, but it actually looks like she has it on her side, and it somehow doesn't spill, and then she just lifts it up and starts stirring it, and now it's gone. So I guess it is magic. Yeah. Anyway, if Sasquatch or Gwen, if you're listening and are available to hop in, just come on in and join us, and that would be cool. If not, we are sad you aren't here. But for those of you who are here, be it live or after the fact in audio form or going back and watching the videos, welcome. We've got some news and some other stuff to talk about, and we are not overly prepared as you're used to. I know that's kind of odd for us to not be prepared, but
Surprise, surprise.
yeah, we just, this was that rare occasion that we just didn't get around to it. And so bear with us as we may be a little off our game tonight. And the fact that there's only two of us, so we have less people to cover our tracks.
That's also true.
Yeah. So there's still an event going on for a couple more days.
Sure is.
It's White Snake, the return of the hair bands.
The mayhem?
Oh, not metal, mayhem. Okay. White Strake. White Strake. Got it.
White Strake.
Yeah.
White Strake.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Are you still doing
That
stuff?
joke's so bad this guy's sweeping it up.
Yeah. Are you still doing things for the event?
I have been. Um, I ran around, did a little bit more of basically the same thing that I did last week. Although my work schedule this week wasn't as conducive to being in Cyrodiil, unfortunately. So, yeah, I've done a little bit. It's mostly just been like the scouting quests right now at this point. So I've been doing those mostly to get my tickets. Imperial City, I've been doing a little bit more than I was last week, but I still haven't had a whole lot of time. I am almost done though with the style, even though it's not my super duper favorite.
You mean
I
the
did
Power
like some.
Ranger?
No, not the Power Ranger one, because that one we can't complete
Oh,
until
that's the
the later
costume.
event.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the costume. No, this is the one that's like the actual knight armor.
Yeah.
Looks really cool, actually. It's got a chest plate with a ship on it, and then it's got like the traditional knight helmet with the big feather sticking off the top. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and get it just because, I mean, I was kind of overflowing with tickets at the beginning of the event anyway. And since I'm on the fence as to whether to get the costume or not, I figured, why not spend the tickets on that? So, yeah. I may or may not get the Power Ranger costume. I
I, I think I'm.
am looking forward to what is rumored to be the last thing that we can morph the Soulfire Dragon into. So I'll probably buckle down on my tickets on the next event and save them for that last thing that's coming in Q4, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm either at 10 or 11 or 12 tickets. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I just decided to sit on those this time. I'm not. The style would be cool, but I don't generally tend to change my look up too much anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna hang on to them until the next event to see if there's anything I want to buy. I'm not interested. I've gotten every ticket collectible since this whole thing started, and honestly, sometimes I just get a little burned out trying to make myself do some of these activities when I just maybe I'm tired or don't feel like trying to do it, or and I feel like I'm just making myself do it for tickets. And it's like, I'm not really a fan of the Power Ranger, so I think I can use that as an opportunity to say I'm just not going to stress about this one too much.
Yeah. I get that.
Um, but if Power Rangers are your thing, then you still got a couple more days. It ends on Tuesday, so you can get 3 tickets a day. So if you count today and then tomorrow, and if you get up early enough on Tuesday, you can still, if you haven't done them today, you can still get 9 tickets. If I'm doing my math right on that.
Yep.
And each piece of that is how much? Like the one you can get
Uh,
right now? I don't even know if I've looked. 5?
I I know that the style pages that are in there are 5, but I cannot remember whether it's 3 or 5 for the morphable stuff.
I,
On previous things, they dropped it down to 3 at one point, but I didn't look for this one.
I think um, the Dragonfire pieces themselves are 10, right? Or the
Mm,
Soulfire Dragon.
may,
I think those are 10, and then
maybe.
each thing you morph it into has been less. I think I could be wrong on that. Anyway, if you're by chance checking this right now while we're live, then you can still get like 9 tickets. Um, by the time this goes live, the event will be over. So by then it's too late. Don't try. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well, it'll come. Stuff will come back though. So if people really, they usually do the end thing where you can get anything that you missed previously.
right, and we have an Indrik vendor now. Um,
We do.
so I feel like they'll probably have a vendor for all of this stuff. Like each year, they'll probably have a vendor that rotates the things from the previous one available too. I mean, I could be wrong. You can quote me on that, but it might not do you any good. But yeah, it may be that they're planning on always bringing a vendor along that has a rotating stock, or just instead of that vendor being the Indrik vendor, it'll just be the past event vendor. Um,
That
but
would be cool. I don't know whether they'll do that, but
I feel like if they're doing it with the Indrix, then I don't know. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Because
Yeah.
there's been some things that you know uh, that people weren't able to get that they might want more than the Indrix even. Um, but we'll see. That's just me speculating that they would do that. They don't have to listen to me, obviously, um, but yeah, they do usually have at least one of the events at the end where everything was available uh, all at one time. So you should still have an opportunity to get the Power Ranger if that's your thing.
We'll see.
Um, all right, so you've got what have you been up to in game? You've already
Uh,
touched on the Cyrodiil and
yeah.
Battlegrounds and stuff, or
I
not Battlegrounds. I see.
I already talked a little bit about the PvP stuff that I've been doing, but outside of the event, I actually went back and I never did the Fargrave quest line, the last quarter from last year to finish up that whole storyline thing with Blackwood. So I'm probably, I don't know, like 3 quests in, and so far I'm liking it. Fargrave is a really interesting place. I like what they're doing. I'm very intrigued by that quest line that they've got going on in there, so I'll be excited to kind of see how it ends. But yeah, I'd say I'm probably 3 quests in. Lyrinth is something. She is she is something. That's what I'll say. And I did find it pretty cool that I took Isabel with me at one point to one of the quests. I didn't even kind of realize she was out. And then I went to talk to Lyrinth. And when I backed out of the conversation and ended the conversation, she had a whole dialogue about Lyrinth and how she doesn't trust her and that she thinks she's basically going to burn us. Um, which I thought was really fun because Isabel's from this chapter.
Hmm.
So that goes to show, they've taken into account going back in main quest lines places with some of these companions. So I think that that's a really fun thing to know that the devs and the team and the writers and everybody are looking at that stuff and they are considering that. I really, really like that. So I have had Ember out a little bit too as I've been running around. I've been kind of alternating them back and forth just to see. Ember hasn't really said much so far. She's just her normal, like, woohoo, yeah, let's go. I want to set things on fire. Light stuff up. Like, she's done her normal dialogue, but she hasn't said anything of particular interest yet at Fargrave. But yeah, Isabel, every time you talk to Lyrinth or you come by Lyrinth in the main quest, she seems to have words about her. So I almost want to do Fargrave just with Isabel out and see what happens.
I wonder if she says anything once you get her unlocked to put in your house. If you also had Lyrinth as the house guest,
Oh, that would be interesting.
I bet they probably don't interact that way out in or in your player homes, but it might. I don't know. I wonder how far
Yeah.
back they've taken that stuff. Like, is there a
Me
companion that if
too.
you go back and do Cold Harbor, is like, I don't like it here. It's kind of blue and
Yeah.
ugly, and there's a lot of creepy stuff happening, and I don't want portals to be a thing. And can we get out of here, please?
Or Isabel, she has a particular fondness without getting spoilery because I haven't even done the High Isle main quest, but I have heard that she has certain things that she says very specifically about certain people during the High Isle quest, or that you can earn rapport with her by having her out at certain points in that quest. And I wonder if you went back to base game and saw some of those same people, if she would also say anything or earn rapport.
What if Ember got rapport or had things to say about the Mages Guild quest?
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't know. I mean, Bastion always likes it when you go to like when
Sigil,
you go to Ivea and
yeah,
stuff.
Sigil and
I
stuff.
haven't, yeah, I haven't tried to go with Ember yet to see if she says anything, but
Hmm. I'm
definitely something to
sure.
test.
I'm sure someone out there knows. So feel free to, send that in to us if you have information. on the different interactions with companions and older storylines and things like that. Because
Yeah.
that would be kind of interesting to see. The only thing I've seen like that so far is I played a game of Tribute, Tales of Tribute with Miri as my companion, and well, no, maybe I was doing Antiquities. I don't
Yeah,
remember
she
now.
talks during
It
she
might have
talks during Antiquities.
one or the other. I don't remember which one I was doing now. Either way, she made the comment that you know I didn't know you could do something like this without uh, combat or something like that. She's like, why didn't my mom tell me about doing this? It's so much safer. And I was like,
That's Antiquities.
okay, okay,
Yeah, she talks about that because she's essentially like an archaeologist, or her parents are, basically treasure hunters. So, right?
okay.
Yeah, that's her stuff. Yeah, I think that's her shtick.
Yeah, and she
That's
gets
why she's like a historian essentially in many senses. So,
yeah, and whenever you dig stuff up, she gets rapport too. Um,
hmm
and Bastion gets it when you scry.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. Um, but that was an area I thought that the added dialogue the companions had was kind of a neat little touch. Um,
Yeah,
things that you don't
I'm
hear
re-
if they're not out.
I'm really liking that system, the whole companion system.
Hmm.
I I know we raved kind of about it when they first mentioned it, but I definitely have really enjoyed having a companion in the game. It's kind of like one of those things that you didn't know you needed it until it existed.
Right.
That's because I was kind of indifferent on it at first. It was like, yeah, that'll be cool. I don't know if I'll really use it. And then now that I have the ability to do it, I pretty much almost always have one out with me if I'm doing overworld stuff. And I can't tell you how many times they've saved my hiney in a queue, like on a daily, dungeon or something,
Hmm.
especially if it's the base game ones. Um, there's been numerous times that like me and a buddy have run through with two companions, or I think you and I have done that as well, right? We've gone through and done like banished cells or fungal or something. Maybe it's Sasquatch and I. I know that at least one of us has gone through and done stuff with a companion. And I took my Bastion when Lotus did his dungeon tales for YouTube.
Hmm.
One of the first ones when we did, oh gosh, which one was it? Hmm, I don't remember. One of the very first ones he filmed, which he may have gone back and redone now, but when we first filmed it, it was him, myself, I think Hazard, and then my Bastion, because we didn't have another person to go through and we were just on normal, so we thought, hey, why the heck not? Um, but yeah, they're great. I love that we can do that and we can use them in that sort of a way.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of all the companion gear taking up my inventory space, but you
Well,
know.
that I do wish that there was. I wish the gear did work slightly differently. You know,
Like just give
I
them regular gear.
well, yeah, but at the same time, I can also understand how that would be an absolute nightmare to calculate your companion stats and
Right.
your stats at the same time. Absolutely not. Nope. Not on the dev end, not on the server side. That would be horrible.
I think
Like we
if
want we want better gameplay, not worse.
right. I think the ability to I don't know, maybe craft that gear, like learn the
Mhm.
traits, or maybe have your companion able to do it. I don't know. How that may be
That
more
would be a
complicated.
cool system.
Yeah, I mean, it essentially would still be you doing it, but I guess your companion would have to learn, and that would give you another um, kind of like the mounts have carry capacity and um, something that benefits you even when you're not on your mount. Um, that would be an added benefit to having a companion out is that you've trained them in uh, the crafting things, and they can make their own gear. So I guess that'd have to be new crafting materials for the different traits and and things like that. But then that way, if you find a piece of gear, research it, or just upgrade it, whatever, if it's got the right trait on it. Um, just another thing to kind of chase. Um, but I don't even like I go to deconstruct gear and the companion gear doesn't show up, so I overlook it a lot of times, and I've got to end up with 20 extra pieces of companion gear that I keep forgetting to do anything with until I'm
Yep.
spending 20 minutes before a dungeon to take care of inventory. But first world problems. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nice if we had a way to kind of clean that up a little bit, uh, and have a different, slightly different system for that.
For sure.
So, what else? You been doing anything else?
Not really. My week was kind of nuts at work and on some of my normal playtime that I had. I was just so exhausted by the time I got home that I just kind of, came home and passed out after turning in my tickets
Mm.
for stuff that I had preloaded. So not too much other than that. No. What about you? What have you been
Um,
up to in game?
Not a lot. I've been a few nights. I've just kind of checked out and decided not to even log in, trying to get to sleep earlier, or uh, I actually got caught up playing Slay the Spire on my phone last night. I sat down to eat something and was like, I'm gonna play this while I eat, and then I'll go play some ESO. Never got up until time to try to go to bed. Um, but I have been slowly going through the quest for High Isle, and like you're saying you didn't do the last part of Fargrave. I haven't even touched that quest line. Um, I've got to go back and do all of the stuff. I need to get on that, but so I wouldn't be completely behind on the current chapter. I am trying to get through High Isle, and I'm probably uh, I don't know. Don't have any frame of reference for what percentage done I am. I have done quite a few quests, but that's been kind of a neat quest line, and kind of trying to figure out who I think is probably the one that's going to be the traitor the whole time, or who is uh, who's the man behind the mask kind of deal. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have your suspicions on which ally, in quotation marks, it might be, and every now and then I think I have a theory or two, but it's a little early to tell just yet. But yeah, that's been about it. I had an antiquity or two that I had picked up, um, and then when we tried to do the vet, um, what is it? Shipwrights. When we tried veteran shipwrights regret, I realized that we're probably getting to a point with newer dungeons that my goofy tank setup's probably not going to be as good anymore. So I'm looking for some alternatives, and I believe it's Zynode has a lazy tank build that is specific to the
Lazy
Templar.
tank.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, I've kind of thought about playing around with this before, um, but go check out his video or his website. Just look up lazy tank, and you should find it. Templar, and I believe it's Zynode. Um, but go check that out. I won't give you too many details on all of that, but essentially it uses two sets. It uses a Tormentor set from Banished Cells and Agony's Rush, or I think that's what it's called, from what was the one I said I needed to do? Dread Cellar? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one set, whenever you do any kind of a charge or leap ability, it taunts, and the other, whenever you do a charge or leap ability, it pulls. There is a cooldown on the pull, if I remember correctly, so you have to kind of time that one, or make sure to aim that at the right enemy to get the best from it because of the limited distance. Um, but once you pull everything in, you can hit them again. There's a Templar ability that does direct damage, and that's the requirement for the taunt when you do direct damage with a charge ability. There's a Templar ability that does direct damage, and the morph will do an AoE, so it's AoE direct damage, and
Oh.
it you know supposedly, and I've seen debate on whether or not it works with Stampede, the effect, the morph that leaves the effect on the ground. Um, but anyway, supposedly that will taunt in an AoE, and that's not something that generally works in this game. So, kind of want to play around with that. It's still not a meta thing either, but um, anyway, I think it sounds kind of like a fun thing to play around with. But I ran each of those dungeons the other night and tried to pick up a few pieces. I think I have most of the Tormentor set already from running Banished Cells 100 times, but the other set I haven't ran that dungeon as much, so I got to get several pieces of that. And I need jewelry and weapons would be better, but vet on that is probably not the easiest dungeon for farming jewelry and weapons. But anyway,
Nope.
that's kind of that's what I've been up to. Not a whole lot. I haven't spent just a ton of time in game recently, but yeah. So I guess that's
I got
our.
bad news for you too. You're also gonna have to run the cauldron according to that build.
For the monster set.
Mm-hmm.
I
It says
couldn't.
if enemies can't be pulled. So I guess it would depend on what content you are running, but yeah.
Yeah, I've also got to go do some Citric Order stuff because I don't have a lot of crowd control options.
Right.
And the Citric skill line has a crowd control ability that, but I could always just go, hey, why don't you put some crowd control down once I get everything together? Anyway,
Yeah, that's true.
this isn't a tactics show, so at least not tonight. Anyway, so I guess that's what we've been up to in game. On to Nuzuma.
Yeah. Nuzuma.
Yeah.
With the news,
Yeah,
I guess.
Nuzuma with the news.
Speaking of Nuzuma, she's a merchant, and you know what they just announced was the Crown Store showcase for August.
Boom, selling stuff.
Selling stuff.
Now, I haven't
To
actually looked at
us.
this yet, but I have seen where in chat where some people have talked about some things that were going to be in there. So
Yeah, there's a couple good things in here. There's some repeat stuff, but I would say overall there's some stuff that's pretty cool. They're back to the statuettes for the free items for ESO Plus, which I'm like, meh. Like, it's cool. I'm just running out of houses to put statues in.
yeah, at least it's a
I liked.
collectible and not an inventory item.
Well, this is true, but I did really, really like when they were doing the paintings.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they did a couple months of some different stuff. So, I kind of want them to go back to that.
Now,
But the statuette, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is the statuette going to have something to do with something coming in game soon? Is that a reason why they chose this statuette?
I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, I guess you could say that. He's Yokuden. Maybe I don't know. Yokuden Prince Hugh, also known as Prince Hubalajad.
You're braver
Yeah.
than me. I wouldn't have tried.
And I probably pronounced it wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, he's the statuette, available till September 6th.
I believe that was
Woohoo!
available as a full statue not long ago. Is that the one that had the? That's not the one that had the big light on it, is it?
No, but that one is available in the Crown Store this month. If you scroll down, actually, it might be available in game right now. Let me look.
I thought that was a
Because
limited time thing not too long ago.
it was, but
Yeah.
it returned, I think, because so many people. Yeah, Calgrontide's Ascent. That's
It's got the
That's it,
dragon on
right?
the
Where
guy's
it can,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that I'm thinking of, this Calgrontiid statue, is the one that can either be inactive or it can have like a poison light or a fire light or a lightning or frost
No, that's
like
not the one
coming
I'm.
out of.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's not the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
The one I'm talking about had, I believe, a statue. I mean, I it looked similar to this, if not like if it wasn't this one, I think. But you could just have it. It had a big glow behind it. Um,
Oh, that's the Ariel statue that came out.
that's it. That's it. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but anyway, yeah, I wonder if there's. I don't have a calendar in front of me with all of the in-game events, and
No.
if there's anything Yokuden related or whatever that might be coming around that would be the reason for them to do this statuette. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I was trying to put all the statuettes in my house. I have a little shrine that I built. Um, I pieced it together with a fountain. I think it looks kind of cool. But anyway, I was trying to put those statuettes around it, and it's like the more I get, it's like some of these don't look as cool as other ones, and you only have so many spaces, and it takes up the same inventory as like monster helms, or not monster helms, uh, the bust and the monster heads. It's like I'm out of space. I got to start taking stuff out now. So. Um,
Yeah.
uh, So until we get more space to put those things, I kind of don't
Yep.
really need too many more of them. But some of the paintings are cool, especially the we had one. Wasn't one of them recently the High Isle backdrop, like the load screen? I think
Yes.
so.
I maybe. The last one I know that I got whatever the last one was that was in there, but the one for some reason that's sticking out to me is that Mehrunes Dagon one that they had and the Clockwork City. Those two are like really popular ones that they had not too long ago. I think you're right. Maybe we did get the High Isle one. I don't
I
remember.
think the High Isle loading screen with um, the knight and over to the right side, looking out over the um, the big view there. Um, I think that's what that was. Anyway, we spent a
Maybe.
lot of time talking about a statuette.
We did. Uh, Moving on to the Crown Gem exclusives, we've got a Sky Terror Dragon Slayer horse, a Dragon Slayer pup, and a Cursebound Centurot. So basically, if you like horses, if you like dogs, or if you like really big, ugly kitty cats that look like zombies with, yeah, this guy's obviously meant to be in Blackreach because the background is of the vampire like hold that's there that he's in front of. But yeah, there's some new. Those are the new Crown Gem exclusive guys
That's,
that are coming to the store.
that Centrot looks pretty cool.
He does. He looks gnarly. He looks
Yeah,
kind of like a zombie.
yeah, yeah. I like the big Centrot mounts. I think they're fun. They run a little
They
funny,
did.
but
Forgot to do leg day.
yeah.
Um, Wrapping up the whole PvP theme, kind of, I would gather. They have the Alliance Rider hood hats. Those have returned to the store. Those are like the ones that are the three alliances on the actual hoods. Like it's got the logo on the side.
Yep.
They're pretty fun.
But they're
I
gone.
don't have a character. Oh, you're right. They sure are. Bye.
I almost bought those. I almost bought those. Um, but yeah.
They're fun. We also have, oh, I love this style, the Welkinar style from, shoot, this is the one that comes from Cloud Rest. So fragments for this can be earned from Zamaja, usually. Um, and then you combine them with the Welkinar binding for the weekly repeatable quest, and it will grant you the motif chapter, or extremely rarely the entire book, but you'll be able to actually purchase this crafting style from the Crown Store. But it's so cool. It's got the wings on the back and like just it's it's very high fantasy, but in a good way.
Hmm.
Um, I like that one a lot. There's also the Elder Dragon Hunter Armor Pack. this one is neat. It's like leather and metal armor that's got like blue dragon scale in it, which is pretty fun. And then there's also going to be a weapon pack, of course, that goes with that as well. So those are going together. They're also going to be the Sword of Jiglag. Again, it's a claymore. This one is the uh, sword outfit style for that. And then there is Encratis's Behemoth Arms Pack. This is the one that comes out of Black Drake Villa. So this will also be an armor or an arms pack, I guess, that can go from that. So you can either buy it in the store when it's there, or you can get pieces for 50 Undaunted Keys. So that's available. This one I don't think has been in the store yet because it's from this chapter, but it is the Ascendant Order style. It will be going through, it doesn't say through, but it starts on August 22nd. This is one of those ones that they wait and they release. Okay, they do this all the time. Lotus was talking about this. So when a chapter drops, there will be a crafting motif or like a style that is listed under the achievements, but you can't actually earn it yet. And then during like the quarter 3 or quarter 4, they go back and they add it into the dungeon. So this one is one that now will be available to either get from the store, as it is here, or from Coral Airy. So I don't think it's been available up until now. I think this is the one that's kind of doing, what was mentioned on Tales previously. I could be completely 100% wrong about that, but I believe that that's what this is. But this style looks really neat. The thing that's most interesting to me about the picture, do you see how that Khajiit is holding that sword?
Yeah, you shouldn't hold a sword like that. It's a bad idea. You
I'm
shouldn't
like,
you shouldn't put a big old
what?
blade directly on your hand.
Yeah, totally just holding it right on the hand. But I really like the details in this outfit style.
Yeah,
Looks pretty
it's
cool.
got a very sneaky look to it.
It's kind
Um,
of a sneaky with intricacies of metal in
uh,
it.
and so it says that you can get it by defeating Varelian and Coral Airy. Uh,
hmm
the ones available in the dungeons, do those have to be done on vet? Is it higher drop rate on
You have a
vet?
higher, I think it's a higher drop chance on vet.
Okay. I don't know that I've seen any of those, but I haven't run those dungeons just a ton. So
Yeah, I believe that to get the outfit styles, I think there is a very tiny chance of them dropping on normal. You have a much greater chance of it dropping on vet, but even that is RNG based and it's
right.
not super great. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't really chase styles or motifs too much. I probably should because I do like them, but um, I believe that that's part of the challenge with that, which is why some of these motifs, when they first drop, people will do crowns for gold for it when it's in the store, or they just will, you know, farm stuff over and over again and then sell it because when it first comes out, you can make a pretty penny off of the motifs
Mm-hmm.
that drop. And then, of course, they have listed here as well for the Crown Store Showcase the Lost Depths DLC, which is coming out. Ooh, I am so excited for these two dungeons. Man, I don't want to spoil something that I saw, but I saw some footage of, I think it might be Graven Deep, and ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, the last couple of dungeons have been really good. Um,
Really good.
really cool aesthetic.
hmm
I still am I really like Shipwright's Regret. I don't
hmm
know what it is about that one, but I just really like uh, the feel of just very eerie. Um, so yeah, those are any indication. I think these will be really cool.
Yeah. They've also got the collector's bundle for Lost Depths, of course, that they always have.
Shark Guar.
Shark Guar! It's so cool.
It
I think you
is.
can actually go look down in the store further. I think you can actually, he's going to be purchasable outside of that. But I think maybe that might be the only place you can get the little one, is if you do the collector's bundle. I'm not too sure. Moving on to wardrobe, they've got the Star-Made Wolf's Head. Again, this is a PvP thing. This is a White Strikes Mayhem costume. It's cool. It's not my favorite. It's kind of weird. It's the one that Predicant Mara, I think is her
Yeah,
name,
I think so.
wears. Um,
And it ends on
there are
August.
some.
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just gonna say this one goes away tomorrow, August
Oh,
8th too.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well, today for me at 10 a.m.
yeah.
Um, then we have a Khajiit item, the Moon Sugar Festival suit. Perhaps you should buy this one.
Yeah, it doesn't have a hat to clip with my weapons, so
It says, this festival suit blends 5 different silks, so you look shiny and sharp. It's a Moon Sugar style outfit. It's like half pants. Capris, perhaps, for Khajiit? I'm not sure.
Kitty Capri.
Kitty Capris. Take a look at that. We won't try and explain it, because we'll do a terrible job. Anyway, moving on.
Maybe those are is it surfer shorts that are really long?
Board shorts?
There you go. Sure. I'm not up on
Perhaps.
fashion terms, you know.
Me either. Then there's the doeskin woodswear, of course, from Wood Elves. Ooh, the big one that I did want to mention. The Toxin Doctor is returning. So this one is the one that looks like the old Renaissance, like doctor, like crow doctor sort of scenario.
Yep.
I love this outfit. It's so cool. It's going to be available from August 18th to August 25th. It is, well, let's look. I'll read the description really quick. It says, when you specialize in venoms and poison making, you invest in special protective garb to keep from being poisoned by your own experiments, or else. And if your clients are just a little intimidated by your creepy attire, all the better. I love that one.
Yeah, it's a cool looking. It's funny how certain things kind of find their way into uh, like games and movies and things across different genres. But yeah, anybody that's ever seen anything set in that kind of time period around a plague has seen seen this, basically seen this suit. It kind of has a pretty sinister look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like if you saw this person, you would not think doctor, you would think run and hide.
Yeah. I would think they were trying to murder me from the Dark Brotherhood, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's also an Armored Knights pack. It's cool. You can take a look at it in the store. The other big one that's a returning one that I know was very popular the first time it came out was the Dremora Deceiver Duster. This is an outfit that is a little scandalous. It comes down pretty low on the chest in the front, and it's like a tight-fitting leather with buckles and all of that stuff. So this one was pretty popular when it was out the first time. There's also some skins. Nightfall crates are returning for a limited time from August 25th to September 8th. And then we've got some furnishing packs. There is one that's kind of like an oasis, like a Khajiit oasis called the Moonbless Oasis. It comes with plants and cacti and, a fountain, which is pretty cool.
The fountain is cool. Have you looked at it in game?
Yes, it glows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got
it's super cool.
Yeah, it's moon blessed. Like you can have it just as a normal fountain, or you can activate the moon blessed thing to give it that glow. And it's a cool looking fountain. There's a couple of cool
blessed by
statues.
John and Jode.
Yeah, there's some cool statues in there. The plants, though, I'm like, eh. I mean, if you're in elsewhere, they fit, but but I
They're
don't
not
know.
my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. But the fountain, if the fountain was a standalone thing you could pick up, that would be cool. Um, yeah. And then the next thing is
I
that statue we were talking about earlier with the dragon breathing the different kinds of fire.
Yeah, Calgrantide. I am a fan of that. I don't own that statue, but I am definitely a fan of it. It's pretty cool. You can change what he's breathing out, and it's a sizably large statue. So it's pretty cool. They've also got Debella's Garden returning, which is kind of a Somerset-y, I don't know, it almost reminds me of like a Greek aesthetic for certain things,
Oh
like
yeah,
the way that the statue of Debella is.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Draped in nothing but a
And
sheet. You know.
yep.
Yeah.
And then Kinnereth's Blessings, that one is also coming out. It's a statue as well. Um, there's like soaring birds and wind and water and all sorts of things.
Are the birds
And
going to be
then
moving around that?
it looks like it.
Otherwise, it'd be kind of weird just to have some floaty statue birds.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I think they must be moving.
that looks really cool.
Yeah, Kinnereth's Blessing. It looks neat.
When is that available? From the 16th
August
to September
16th.
1st.
We'll
Yeah.
have to take a peek. The next one I'm very excited about. I have not heard it, but I really want to take a peek at it, and it is the High Isle Dual Music Box. It looks like a little castle, and you can tell that there's little knights that come out and fight each other. So cool.
No, that is cool.
Also,
Yeah, you have to zoom in to kind of see that, but
yeah, also, I really want to know what table it is that is sitting on. Like, can I buy that table in game? Can I make that table? Does that table exist?
um, something
Looks
similar, I
super cool.
think, because that symbol is that dark elf? What
No, I
is?
think that's the Breton.
Or
Like, it looks like it's like a, almost like a Trinity knot. Reminds me of a Celtic Trinity knot.
is it? For some reason, I'm thinking I crafted something in the dark elf style that had that on that,
Well, it
but yeah.
does kind of look like it has dark elf style legs almost, but I don't know.
Um, but yeah, I would bet you probably can uh, craft that or buy it,
Hmm.
or something very similar to it at least. Yeah, that's a cool music. It looks big too. If it's
It
filling up
looks big.
if it's filling that whole table up, um,
Yeah.
it definitely looks like that may be bigger than some of the other ones we've gotten.
Yeah. There's also the Vampiric Sovereign statue returning. That one's just really scary. And the Harrowing Reaper target dummy is also coming back. Houses, really quick. We'll just kind of breeze through these because this is a long showcase and I don't want to bore everybody for the whole show. But houses that are returning are Jode's Embrace. That is one found in Elsewhere. It's quite beautiful. This next one I'm very, very excited for because I don't think it had been for sale yet. And I know it's going to cost a whole lot of money and I'm going to have to restrain myself probably from buying it. But it's High Hallow Hold. That one is the one that is in Gunfallen Bay. It's awesome. It's like a manor house, and it has a really cool little back garden area. I can't wait to see what this looks like furnished, because right now when you preview it, it's unfurnished. So I definitely will be taking a peek at that whenever it comes out. There's also Bastion Sanguinaris. That is the one that is down in Blackreach. It's underneath Greymore Keep, and it's the vampire house. It's pretty cool too.
It's pretty awesome. It's huge.
Yeah. It's so funny because when you first look at it, it doesn't seem huge, but if you don't know where the doors are, it looks small. But once you know where all the doors and the rooms are, you're like, oh man.
Yeah. I would love to see somebody do some cool stuff with that. It ain't me. I'm not the one. But somebody that's really creative, some of the housing masters out there, I would love to see what people have done with that. Because I would bet it would be really cool. Go ahead.
I do know at one point some people figured out that there was like dead space, I think, in that particular home underneath the lava. Like I think they figured out how you could like get down below the lava and make some secret space at one point. A lot of
Interesting.
people like to try and figure out how high up they can go or out they can go with those houses. I'm pretty sure that you could search for that on YouTube and find some cool stuff. House guest that we've got. This one's going to be a popular one, I bet. Good old Stibbins. Poor suffering Stibbins. He can now be in your home and you can yell at him just like Lady Laurent if you want.
Mm. That ain't
So
all
he's
she
coming to
does.
your house. No, poor Lady Laurent. Yeah, poor Stibbins. I don't know. I don't know.
You have you seen the quest with him in High Isle yet?
Nope.
Okay. I won't spoil that for you. But
Leave it at that, huh?
yeah. Yeah, let's just say he's yeah, anyway, carry on.
Okay. The next one I feel like is going to break the crown store. Riggert is coming as a house guest. Oh my goodness.
What do you think the
He will be
cost
able-
on that one's going to be?
How much are they normally? I'm gonna say 5.
I think they normally range anywhere from like 1 to 25. 1,000 to 2,500.
I'm gonna say he's gonna be between 3,500 and I don't know. Maybe it depends on how many lines he has, in my opinion.
They usually
much
for
they-
when you preview them, I think they normally have like 10 preview lines. I
10.
don't know if they have more than that they actually could use.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be like 3,000 crowns at minimum.
I bet he's going to be one of the higher end ones.
Yeah.
Just because I'm sure there's probably more demand for a character like that, given his background.
Popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost done, I promise. There's mounts coming to the store. There's a horse that's got fancy braided hair. There's a goat. There is this really creepy icy Welwa looking thing. It's called a wrath steed.
That looks pretty cool,
There
actually.
is the creepy shark guar, which is also amazing looking. And some more pets. Pony pet. Wolf pup, Sovngarde. Haunted house cat, just in time for Halloween. Oh, there's a donkey. I hadn't seen this. This is a new little guy. He grants an additional 5 slots of inventory upon purchase.
Another one of those. Cool.
Yeah, he's real cute though. It's a little donkey and he's got a
Yeah.
little barrel and a bunch of little packs on him. What a cutie.
So that puts us up to what, 3 of those? Is that
Yep,
right?
there's 3 of them.
There's the pig, the rat,
And him.
and now a donkey. So you can get 15. Those are account wide, right? Because
Yep.
it's a account wide mount. So yeah, so
That's correct.
an extra 15 slots available to you if you want to buy some pets to back you up there.
Yep. There's also the little baby pangrit, which is the baby shark guar, as I'll call it. There is a death hound, which looks terrifying. And that's it.
We did it.
We did it.
We showcased the Crown Showcase.
We sure did. I wonder how many people are going to fast forward through that section.
Click, click, click,
Who
click, click.
knows? Yep, they'll be like 15-second skip, 15-second skip, 15-second skip. Oh, they're done.
Yeah, there's definitely some cool looking stuff in there. So I'll try to, as normal, try to remember to link these articles in our show notes. If you want to actually just, if you've skipped to this moment, you can just read the article and look at the stuff yourself.
Yeah.
We got something about some music or something, right? Some new music.
Oh my gosh, finally. I've been waiting. I always get giddy when they release the chapter soundtracks, but I don't know why. It felt like this one was really late after they released it. Normally I feel like it's like a couple weeks after the PlayStation drop and then it comes out, but this felt like forever. So I'm so happy that it's finally live. They finally released the High Isle soundtrack on the different digital platforms. So Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube. now all have the chapter soundtrack. Um, it only has 11 tracks, but they're so long that it's over an hour, even with 11 tracks.
Hmm.
So, pretty cool. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much that.
Apologize
But
for the
I have
loud thunder. I think it's storming outside. The outside
outside,
in.
the outside in.
Hmm.
Good thing we're not sitting outside the outside in on the patio out there
Yeah, those
with the
poor
bard.
folks. Yeah.
Yeah, that poor bard's getting soaked.
Yeah, she's dedicated. It's like the people on the ship in the Titanic movie. You know, they just keep on playing. I
Keep
don't
on
want to spoil
playing.
anything for that movie. They keep on playing during a pretty significant event. You know, if you haven't seen Titanic
Yes.
and are unfamiliar with the history of that particular ship, they keep playing through some significant events. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Indeed.
Move over. There's room on the door. I'm sorry.
Hey, on Mythbusters though, that was an interesting episode. There might not have been. It probably would have sank.
Maybe. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, next thing we've got really quick. This is another long one, so we won't go over the whole thing, but just to kind of touch on it, is they did a Tales of Tribute top players share their thoughts and strategies. And it is done with featuring J. Hart Ellis, right? Yeah, let me look, make sure I'm not going to get this wrong. Yeah, it's featuring J. Hart and Pink Apple. So there are a couple different things in this article which are pretty nice to look at. There is like a little interview piece about them, and then there's also a YouTube video on advanced techniques, and they talk a little bit about the tiers in Tales of Tribute and how to kind of test the ranked PvP stuff. So yeah, it's pretty fun. J Hart is a really fun streamer. If you can pop by there, I definitely would at some point. I have, interacted on Twitter with J Hart as well as in their stream, and they're always very, very kind. And they actually did a thing where it's like if you, at one point, like I think it was if you answer this tweet with, whatever it was, the first 20 people I'm going to mail a bunch of trees to or something from the golden vendor. And I thought, oh, why the heck not? Probably won't get it. And then I logged in the next day, and sure enough, I had a bunch of trees in my mailbox. So kind of fun there, fun person to watch stream, and cool because they're always really kind to the community. So J Hart talks a little bit about Tales of Tribute, and so does Pink Apple in this article. So it's pretty long, but I think it's definitely worth a read. So, and it looks like Pink Apple actually has their YouTube channel as Tales of Tribute focused. Cool.
That might be first then.
Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't really, to be honest, heard of Pink Apple or know who they are, but I guess they must be, obviously a top tier Tales of Tribute player, and they have a YouTube channel, so maybe I'll check that out at some point.
Yeah. Have you played a game yet? Have you gone through the tutorial?
No. Ugh.
Yeah, you should go do that.
I want to do it so bad, but I just want to sit down and do it when I can actually pay attention and enjoy it,
The tutorial's not super long. It's a shortened match.
Okay.
You go to 40 prestige normally, but if I remember right, you only go to like 10 or 20 in the tutorial match.
Okay.
So it's and it even says that in the game. He's like, yeah, we'll just play a shorter match to show you how it works, and
Okay.
so it don't take long to go through it. And then the tutorial, I guess, is somewhat extended because the quest has you go and play other people in the room or around the area, or whatever. But yeah, it don't take too long to do it.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll definitely try and get to that. I want to be able to do it when I can pay attention to it,
Yeah, you need to get that done so we can actually play a game. Maybe like maybe we stream a game of it sometime while we're chatting or whatever. That can be
Oh,
like,
can you imagine if we had been trying to play Tribute right now?
yeah.
That would be awesome, but also probably a hot mess.
We make it work.
True.
Um, yeah. So if these people are considered top tier, then I'm not going to try to give any tips on how to play that game.
Nope.
Go check them out because they know it way better than I do. I've only played a few games against NPCs, so
And I've played 0 games.
yeah, it is fun. It's definitely a little different than anything I've played,
Yeah.
but it's it's hard for me to follow what's happening just yet because I'm not familiar enough with it. Trying to see what the other person is doing when you don't get long to look at their cards, and my information processing skills sometimes are maybe just not quite up to that speed. QuakeCon. They're pulling a con.
QuakeCon.
They're gonna con us with a quake. Is that what
Are
that
they?
is? They're
Not quite,
pulling
but
a big old con. They're gonna make it. They're gonna cause an earthquake and then rob us.
oh, okay. Well, that got that. We went from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Is that not what a QuakeCon is?
It's not.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
Oh boy.
yeah,
Oh boy.
I did hear Starfield's not gonna be there,
Really? I did not hear that, but it
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me.
or that news on it was gonna be less because it was gonna be focused on ESO and Fallout 76 largely.
Hmm.
So I wonder
Okay.
what they're gonna show us for ESO at QuakeCon. Does it say in this article? Have you had a chance to look at it?
It does.
Oh
It
snap!
says that. Oh, snap. So for QuakeCon 2022, they are doing their informative live stream stuff that they always do on Twitch. And if you watch for at least 15 minutes, you're going to get a blazing flame Atronach pony guar.
That's a
That's a
mouthful.
lot of. That is. Well, for QuakeCon, every year they give us one of these fiery little ones. I have a whole. I'm going to go look right now, actually. I have a huge list of all of these in my collections from every year. Let's see. They're probably under exotic, I would guess. Yeah. So far we've gotten. Are these all different ones that we've gotten? I think these are all from QuakeCon. Flame Atronach Bear Cub, Flame Atronach Wolf, Flame Atronach Pocket Horse, Flame Atronach Senchguar, and then I think there's another one that we got. Was the Hot Pepper Bantam Guar from there one time, maybe? Mm,
Maybe. I think I have that.
I don't know. There's a pony. I think there's. Let's see. Flying pets. No, nothing under there.
I will say while you're looking at that, this says to make sure that you have your accounts linked. If you have linked your accounts in the past, I don't care. Go check, unlink it, relink it, because sometimes it just don't work. At least that's been my experience, because I'm pretty sure I've had to unlink and relink my account on 2 different occasions because I wasn't getting Twitch drops. So, if you're listening, definitely double check that that's a thing. Otherwise, you may have a stream going for, forever and then go back and look and go, I never got my Twitch drops. And it may just be because for some reason, even though your account shows to be linked, it's not quite registered properly or something. It's like a server desync from like accounts. Yeah.
For sure. During QuakeCon, what's really fun is they always do like physical loot as well as drops, so I love that. If you go on a lot of the ESO streams, because there are multiple ones that they do, they always host giveaways. So it says that this time they're doing stuff like High Isle chapter game codes, physical goodies, and even more. There is a schedule listed on the website, but I think there's a full schedule somewhere else. I think this just touches on most of them. The one that will give us the Lost Depths gameplay trailer and more of what's supposed to be in store for the rest of the year is going to be 10 days from now, August 18th at 1:45 p.m. So it will be on the twitch.tv/Bethesda channel, and it's going to have Jess and Gina discussing all of that stuff. The other thing that's going to happen is right after that, at about 2:25, they are doing a Dreadsail Reef challenge. So they're going to have a team that is going to go through Dreadsail Reef and try and do it with as few deaths as possible. So all of that's happening. And then they also have additional challenges as they hit different charity milestones, because I believe that they are raising money still for charity, perhaps, during this, I'm guessing, on the 18th. And yeah, after that, then it goes to different channels. There's going to be one for, there's a sweet roll cook-off on a channel. That one's not going to be necessarily in English. I think that one's going to be a mixed language, perhaps. I'm not sure. Then there's going to be like a LARP at some point. Oh man, I bet if Gwen was around, she would love to hear about that. But there's going to be an IRL trial run LARP, it says. They're from Tamriel Down Under. It's going to be them role-playing ESO, which will be super fun. There's also going to be a ESO is for everyone stream, a cook-off stream. Looks like there's more diving into High Isle, an ESO 101 at some point, which will be the Netherlands channel. There is going to be ESO Memories, where Talktier and Clumsy Kitty talk some of their fondest memories in ESO. Eurogamer stuff, High Isle 101 with QuakeCon Brazil. So there's just a lot of streams happening where it appears that you will be able to, get these drops from, or get different drops or loot. So definitely go by there and see what they have going on during QuakeCon. Relink your account and have fun. Oh no, did I lose you? Are you there?
Ha 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 ha.
Is it,
No.
is it just me?
No.
Did the Khajiit take a nap?
Just a cat nap.
Just a cat nap.
So we pushed this next thing back to try to do it when we had Gwen with us before, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to do that again?
If you'd like, it doesn't matter. It looks like we have been streaming for about, hold on, it went away. We've been live for about an hour and 20, so probably just about an hour now at this point, because I think our pre-show is probably around 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably so. Wasn't there another Meet the Character that we were expecting?
Yes, potentially, but nothing came out.
Okay.
They may wait until after the DLC drop, because sometimes they do that as well.
Right. Yeah, I'm cool with waiting to do this, because it may be something that our two other hosts may want to have some input in as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that wraps up news for this week.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff in there.
Thanks for bearing with us on such a heavy news week.
Yeah. I think the Tales of Tribute strategy guides for anybody looking to get into playing that will be really cool, and a lot of stuff from QuakeCon going on. So, yeah. As far as other in-game things, if you're a lore seeker or maybe want to become a lore seeker, we have a couple things going on in our guild. For PlayStation, there's things going on the other platforms as well, but we're not on those other platforms. Well, I'm not on those other platforms. Some of us are traders. but I won't point any fingers at anyone else that's part of the show in the room that's not me. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on those other platforms, but I can speak for what's going on PlayStation. And we have a fishing event on Mondays. That starts about 7:30, or grouping starts at 7:30 Eastern, and the event starts at 8. Is that right?
That is correct.
And Moki leads that event. That was kind of their brainchild. She's been doing that now for probably a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
So come hang out, do some fishing, get the fishing achievements, and you can get your boat, master angler, and all that cool stuff. So definitely, if that's a thing you want to do, if you're into just kind of some chill, relaxing activities that aren't combat heavy, and you can just kind of hang out and talk with folks, that's a good way to do that. If you do like combat, we encourage everybody on Tuesdays to get together, group up, run some dungeons. At some point, we may get back to trying to do regular promotions for timed groups and things like that. But for the time being, we just encourage you. That's a good opportunity to take that day, get with some other guildies, and run through. If you've got people in your group that have never done the dungeon that you're choosing to do that night or day, whatever, then take some time and let them go through, enjoy the quest, and get the lore from it. And if you've got a group that everybody's done it multiple times, and try to get the hard mode, no deaths, and speed runs and all that stuff. So Tuesdays are again the day we do that on. Do you have anything else in game related?
No, the event's almost over, so of course, if anybody that is listening, well, it'll be over by the time this posts, so it doesn't matter. I was going to say if there's anybody that needs an escort through Cyrodiil or an escort through the Imperial City, I am always happy to help. Can't promise I can help too much, but I'll do my best. And that goes for after the event too. We've been pushing for people to try PvP during the event because it's a great time to do it, but because there's some incentive essentially. But that goes for without that too. If you're looking to want to go into those PvP zones and you just want a buddy to run with you, let us know, because we'll escort you. We might all die together, but that's okay. We'll still have fun.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, one other announcement. We've talked about it, I think last week, right? That's when I initially announced. So just a little bit more. We've got people, I think, that are curious what we're doing here. Anyway, so we are both Extra Life team members, Elder Heroes, and I'm going to be doing my first push to try to raise some money. And streaming's not necessarily my forte, but and I'm not doing ESO. I have decided to go. Well, actually, it's kind of the reason that I was that I even had the idea to do it on that day in the first place. If you're familiar, there's a game called Tribes of Midgard. It's a survival Viking game, real laid back. It's kind of cutesy and humorous, and but anyway, on Tuesday the 16th, because I don't think I've said that yet. Their season 3 starts, and they're unveiling a new survival mode that's going to be overhauled from the current system. I haven't played since kind of fairly early on in season 1, but it's the new survival mode launching. I thought I'll take advantage of that. We'll do some stuff with the new survival mode, and that'll be a good reason to try to get on and kind of incorporate that into the theme. We're trying to survive because we want to help kids survive. I'm raising money for Vanderbilt Children's Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's the hospital that my daughter spent a few months at when she was born. Um, so we might get special guest appearances from said daughter, and
Woohoo!
I've got several friends, coworkers I've talked to, as well as Crazy and possibly one or two of our other hosts if they can join as well, and some other people. If we can get people together, even if it's just a few minutes here and there. We're gonna try to have a good time. And as far as incentives go, I'm working on that. But they might be funny. They might not be funny. There may be some things that are so not funny, you might rather just pay me to stop. I don't know, but
What if no one does? What if they just let you go? You better have a backlog.
there's there's quite a bit of content available. I haven't made up my mind yet, but
Thanks, Internet.
yeah. So because I don't stream like with a camera, I can't do a lot of the visual things with the Bean Boozled challenges and that kind of stuff. And I could just be like, yeah, I ate one, it was gross. Just take my word for it. But there's no fun in that. So I think we may have an incentive where if we get a certain donation amount, then we may have a crazy person sing for us.
What? No, I didn't agree to that.
You did not agree to it.
You don't even know if I can sing. You don't even know if I can sing.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh boy.
So now it's out on, and it's been put out there, so you can't back out now.
Yes, I can.
No, that was just me.
You don't live near me. By the time you get here, your stream will be over.
Don't have to be. I may show up streaming. You never know. Mobile app.
That's true.
No, I'm trying to come up with some things that maybe will make it interesting without having to have a camera for it. But anyway, all of that stuff's really not the point. We're trying to help hospitals that are doing some good things to try to come up with cures and treatments. And my daughter was part of some experimental treatments for her condition that it's hard to say whether or not they actually helped or not. And it's kind of the idea of it being experimental. Had we not had it done, we don't know if there would have been any difference. But had we not had it done, her situation may be worse. It's hard to say. But we may talk. I may share a little bit about some of that, a little more details, to give you an idea of what kind of things are happening in some of these children's hospitals. So yeah, that is next week on Tuesday. I'm planning on starting around 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and yeah, that's enough about that, because we're gonna ramble on and on if I keep going. If you want to find us, we are where?
At the Outside Inn.
Currently. Very, very good. But
I got you. See, that's something you would do to me.
Exactly. You've learned well. I mean, I pride myself on being a good teacher kitty. But if outside the game you want to find us on social things,
okay.
Where would you go to do that? And what things would you type in on the clickety clackers?
On the clickety clackers.
Yeah, the little clickety clackers.
Yeah,
heard that or not,
totally. I could hear it, which means they could hear it.
Yeah, that wasn't actually a keyboard, by the way. That was just me.
It was not. It sounded like your fingers on a wooden table.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Because it was.
Yes, it was.
If you want to find us, you can follow us on Twitter at Snugpod Cast. So feel free to tweet us or DM us there. You can also email us which is Never's favorite thing in the whole wide
I
world.
love email, especially for those
You can even
42-year-olds.
email him some incentive ideas. If you have incentive ideas for Extra Life for Never Separate, you can email us at snugpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, very good. And if you're, for those of you that are 42 and up that use email.
Oh my gosh, here we go again.
Yeah, we did get, I don't know if you saw it, we did get an email.
This is the 1 week I haven't checked the email.
Was it Lotus? I'm trying to remember who it was that sent that now.
I'm checking it right now.
I think I saw it when I was at work.
I'm so sad that I didn't check it
yet.
Yeah,
it was Lotus. I can confirm I'm not 42 years old, and sent this email just so the podcast needs to acknowledge it.
Yep. Yay, Lotus! Coming through, buddy. See, I knew I could count on you, just like I said on Twitter when I sent you that GIF for the Queen. Yep, there it is.
Well, there we go. So those
can confirm, not 42 years old, and Spite sent this email.
Yeah. So,
Cult of Gore. You forgot the end. Cult of Gore forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So he's probably 43 if he's not 42, right?
Stop.
I kid.
Lotus,
I kid.
Lotus, don't listen to him. But if
kidding.
you do ever find yourself in the same PvP server as him, feel free to kill him.
Wow. That escalated quickly. Well, I mean, if our show keeps going, at the rate that it's been going, he's going to have to kill me in order to be able to catch up to the number of listens we've got with his episodes.
Stop! Stop. We're back at that again, are we?
I mean, I never stopped. I'm just saying. No, we love you, man. So we appreciate the email. All that stuff's all in good fun. So,
yeah.
Yep. So we've got Twitter, we've got email. If you're listening to this on a podcast, you want to watch us, you can go to twitch.tv/snugpodcast, or you can search for us on YouTube. We don't have a URL. We don't have an URL yet. So if you would like to help us get an URL, follow us, because you have to have 100 followers, I think, on YouTube to get an URL.
Do I need to find someone named Earl to come on the next show?
So, yes, we would like to get our own URL, and then maybe we'll go get a filter and we'll change it. So let that one sink in for just a moment.
What? A filter?
Yeah, to change your URL.
What?
Don't you ever change the URL in your car? That's how,
okay, Mr. Tennessee.
That's how you say it if you get far enough in the south. You can change the URL. Anytime you get your tires rotated, you got to change the URL.
Okay. All right. Well, you probably don't want to join our guild at this point, but if you did want to join our guild at this point, you could go to loreseekerseso.org. And you can download Discord, put it in a short application. From there, hopefully one of our officers, if you make the cut, will get back to you within about 24 hours or so, and then you could get added to your platform of choice, which probably won't be PlayStation if you're listening to the two of us, since we're the GMs for PlayStation.
Yep.
So sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't get to mention, I said if you're listening and you want to watch, the flip side of that is, if you are watching, I'm sorry, but this might be better for you in audio form. I don't know, but if you want to try that out instead, you think, man, I need to just be able to listen to this in my car or while changing my URL, something, then you can find us on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, all of that. All of those things should pull us up, the major ones, and even some of the other ones I think that I haven't even heard of are pulling us. So go check us out and like us and click buttons and do all the things that get us an URL, and we appreciate it. And I think that pretty well wraps us for the week. Anything else?
And not that I can think of.
Yep. And if you're anyone who knows that maybe follows Glenn or Sasquatch on the tweeters, let them know they were missed.
Yeah.
It, I won't give out their socials because you know that's not a nice kitty thing to do. But if you already follow them there, then let them know they were missed. We miss having them, and it's just not the same. We had to come across here because we were locked out of the snug pod, and it's just a mess, But yeah, we will catch you next week, and look forward to chatting with everyone again. Peace out.
Bye. From the outside in.